Hello. Welcome to another episode of PreWorkout Chat. Today is Sunday, May 5th, 2024. And I am ready for another workout. So let's get into it. Now, you probably noticed my new little green screen behind me. That's just a little something that I'm working on for future videos. It only cost me like about $21. I got it off of Amazon, and I just have essentially I have like a 50-foot rope, and I have that basically going around the edges, and I have nails. I have screws on it. I need to add some more screws so that it makes it more straighter, and eventually I'm able to replace those clamps with the screws themselves, and that'll create like a nice flat, even surface. So that's just something that I'm doing. If you probably watch the short that I made earlier today, you probably saw the green screen. Believe it or not, it's actually being pinned right now. So if I actually release those pins over there, it can actually extend about 4 feet in front. And yeah, so that's going to be for some future videos. As I'm losing the weight, I want to make like a weight loss kind of montage and something like that. Like a weight loss transformation video. Those used to be very popular back in the day. So I would like to make one of myself, and that's what the green screen is for. So it's just going to make editing those videos just a whole lot easier, and it just gives me something to work with going forward. And who knows, I might try some other stuff when I get bored. So yeah, that's what the green screen is for. You'll be seeing that a lot. All right. Second topic that I wanted to get into for this pre-workout chat is I decided that I wanted to like look at some stuff, right? So going back to the to my Excel sheet that I kind of showed you guys last time. Like last time, I didn't really include the cardio because I felt like the cardio for me is just an optional workout. It's not something that I strictly plan on doing. But when I put in like a calorie burn for the when I actually put in the calories burned from doing the cardios and the number of cardios that I plan on doing each week. So essentially, with each of my weightlifting, I plan on doing like a session of cardio. So it'll be like almost me working out 2 hours in the morning and me working out 2 hours after work. So that's pretty much how that is. Well, really like an hour and a half because I have everything split up now. So yeah, that's typically what the workouts were going to be like. And on the days that I fasted, I was debating whether I wanted to do cardio or not. But for this calculation that you see on this graph, I just wanted to go ahead and look at what that looks like. So when I actually plug all of that in, like here, this is what it looked like last week, right? So last week when you saw it, you saw that the calculated weight by the end. Also, I changed the dates. Like I changed it to today, and I did weigh myself. I'm at like 355. So this is what it looked like before, right? So at the end, you see that I would weigh about 262 pounds, and this is by like November 3rd. If I just kept up the diet, I only fast 2 days out of the week, and I did basically like 500, 400, well, just burning about 500 calories. The reason why I kind of changed that is because as I lose weight, my ability to burn a lot of calories within a short period of time is also going to decrease. So I just kind of estimated that for like the first 50 pounds, it'll be like about a 500 calorie burn per workout. And then like the next 50 or so pounds, it'll be like about 400 calorie burns per workout. And then like the last kind of like 50 pounds, because ultimately I am losing about 150 pounds. So in that last kind of like 50 pounds or so, it'll be like another decrease. So 300 is what I kind of estimated. And these are just like low balling figures, because you don't want to, when you're trying to do these calculations, you don't want to calculate on the high end, because that's just going to give you disappointment. And you already saw what kind of happened to me when I got a little bit disappointed. You know, you kind of saw a crash, you kind of saw me off course and stuff like that. And that's how it's going to be for a lot of other people. So yeah, that's what that looked like last week, minus the date adjustment, because the last time I think I had the date for like last Thursday or something like that. But I just switched it up to Sunday because I was just working around with the numbers. So, with that being said, I just wanted to look at what it looks like, you know, when I add in what I typically burn doing cardio, right? And even if we do like a decrease where I'm burning like 600, because, you know, typically for my cardio, I like to do about 45 minutes. So I've already tested this before to see what I typically burn. And just to point out, when I did like my prior workouts where I was doing like a full body workout, you would have saw that sometimes, based off of my Garmin calorie tracker, that I burned about almost like 1,000 calories. Like one time it was like almost 1,100 calories. Another time it was like about 800 calories. So I actually burn a lot more than this. Even though I did switch up my workouts, where I now do like a 2-day split, and each split is then subdivided between a workout in the morning and a workout in the after work in the afternoon. I still estimate that based off of just doing this little bit of work, that I'm still going to probably burn like around 500 calories. And again, 500 calories now, and then as I'm losing more weight, it'll shrink to like 400 calories doing that specific workout. And then later on, it'll just probably shrink down to about 300. And these numbers are good estimations, because I've been at this weight loss thing for quite some time. I've been in different phases of my weight where I was working out and I was tracking my calories and stuff like that, and I had like an older kind of different little Garmin devices that I used to track my calories and stuff like that. So these numbers are actually good estimations of what I'll burn doing a workout similar to something like this, where I'm just doing like chest and back, or if I'm doing, just like arms and shoulders, or if I'm doing like legs, or if I'm doing the core. So yeah, those are good. The calories that I have, those are actually based off of prior experience that I'm just pulling from memory. So it is kind of, wishy-washy, but it is what it is, and it's a pretty good estimation. So like I said, when I did the first set of calculations, those were pretty realistic. So 262 between now and the end of October, getting down to 262 pounds from, like, at the time it was like I was like 357. So going from 357 to 262 by the end of October of this year, to me it seemed feasible, and it seemed realistic. And I just wanted to kind of play with my Excel sheet just to see what it looks like when I actually include calories from doing cardio. And again, the calories that I burn doing cardio, a few weeks back, I actually did do a session of cardio this is when I was doing the full body workout. And when I did a session of cardio and I just did it for 30 minutes, I had burned like more than 600 calories. Typically speaking, I usually do my cardio workouts for about 45 minutes. So I know I could burn anywhere between, like right now as I am within this weight range, I know I could burn anywhere between 600 to 800 calories depending on how fast I'm going. So when you're looking at this chart and you're seeing like 600, this is like more the low ball number. And again, as I get lighter, the amount of calories that I could burn within the allowed time for the cardio will also likely decrease. And again, once I get past this point, I know it will be a whole lot less. So remember, this is all like really estimations and stuff, My calculator is, based off of formulas that I pulled offline. And if we add in the cardio, and I mean just basically every day, just doing 2 sessions of cardio, just two 600 sessions of cardio. If I did that, which I like to call this the David Goggins way, if I did that, then basically by the end of October, I could get down to about 216 pounds. And that's really around the goal that I want to hit. However, um, I'm not too sure if that is feasible. Because you could already see, like right in the beginning, I'm almost losing like 6 to 7 pounds a week, and I don't think that's really like a healthy weight loss rate. And then you see when we get here by July, I'm like losing about 5 pounds a week. Still, that's not really like a healthy weight loss rate. And then once I get to September, you see that I'm now, losing about 4 pounds a week, still like way over the suggested 3 pounds a week. So yeah, it would, throwing in the cardio would be a little risky, I would say. Again, and that's pretty much why when I was first looking at this, I set the cardio as like an option, really like more of like a bonus. Like if I was working out and let's say I didn't hit my calorie goals, or let's say I was working out and I wanted to burn 500 calories, lifting weights, and I go like, oh look, I only burn like 350 or something like that. Like I didn't really put in a lot of effort. So I only burn like 350 calories. And what do I do to try to hit that goal of 500 calories? Well, I would just do some cardio. And, maybe work out for like another 20 or 30 minutes. And bada boom, bada bang, I have hit the 500 calorie goal that I wanted. I might have even exceeded that 500 calorie goal that I wanted. And so that's what the cardio was supposed to be. It's supposed to be like an insurance policy, really, that regardless of how much calories I burn working out, that if I did the cardio, then it's a guarantee that even though stuff like these Garmin devices, they might not be exactly on point, as long as I did both the lifting of the weights and the cardio, everything was going to be good. It's a guarantee that I burned 500 calories during that workout. Well, 500 calories in the morning and 500 calories when I got back home. And regardless of the diet too, like, oh look, I might have went over 100 calories on the diet. Well, did the cardio burn, so the cardio made up for whatever I was lacking with the with the weightlifting, and the cardio also made sure that if there was some variance with the exact calculations for the diet, well, the cardio made sure that I did not go over. So regardless, I was always going to be at a caloric deficit, and that's how I planned for the cardio. That's why I did not originally, when I presented this Excel sheet to you guys. That's why I did not have anything set for the calories burned during cardio, and I didn't even have the number of times I was planning on doing cardio each week. It was to be like a buffer. Cardio was supposed to be like a buffer to make sure that regardless, I'm hitting all of my numbers, and it's an insurance policy that I'm getting that caloric deficit. Because even though I know the scale is not my best friend, I still want to hit these markers. I still want to make sure that as I'm working out and that as I'm putting in all this effort, as I'm going through all this pain and suffering, that my weight, that I'm hitting these markers and that I eventually hit my goal. But when everything is exact, when I'm exactly burning, 500 calories lifting weight, when my diet is exactly 1,700, and when I actually include the amount of cardio that I plan on doing. When I do this, you can see that the weight loss is greater than what I originally anticipated. Again, when you put what did I do? There we go. Okay. So as you can see, when I take cardio out of the picture, because see the number of cardios is 0, so ignore the calorie count on there. How my calculator is designed, it multiplies the cardio calories by the number of times that I actually do the cardio that week. So that's how I get that total. So putting that 0 eliminates this as well. So as you can see, I'm at like around 262 when I don't include those cardio buffers that I plan on doing. But if everything is 1 for 1, and exact, then it's going to be 216. Let's get some more of that pre-workout. Put a little bit of extra pre-workout and a little bit of extra creatine, because I'm trying to get my creatine levels back up. So yeah, but still, almost like that. Still, pre-workout. This is what gets me wanting to work out, man. I listen, especially when you're doing carnivore and you are pretty much denying yourself all of the sugars. Whoo-wee! I'm telling you, that pre-workout drink, it's like crack. Oh, let me calm down. That pre-workout is in my system. My system is really in gear today. I'm telling you. Gotta love working out, people. Gotta love it. But anyway, so yeah, when I put the cardio numbers into my calculator, look at that. I'm down to like 216. So man, that's pretty much like almost like a 50-pound difference. So when I'm actually just doing my 2 sessions of cardio every day, I'm telling you, 50 pounds. That's like 50 pounds. Just doing those extra 2 sessions of cardio, and each session is like 600 calories, 500 calories, 400 calories burn. That's like a whole extra 50 pounds. So what that just tells me is, and let's not get this twisted, by the end of October, because I already told you guys before, I plan on taking a trip or just like going on a cruise. Who knows? I'm still deciding. I haven't found something that kind of fit my budget. But, well, the cruises kind of fit my budget a lot better than taking a trip outside the United States. But anyway, by the time that I get to my cruise, I'm still shooting for like 262 pounds. And that's what I kind of want you all to kind of like focus on, is I don't want you like thinking, oh look, I'm going to be like 216 pounds. That's just not healthy. That's just not healthy. I know people like David Goggins. They did like some extreme stuff, and they lost a lot of weight. As a matter of fact, based off of what David Goggins did, because if you ever looked at some of his interviews and read his story, you'll know when he wanted to get ready for the Marines and stuff like that, this dude was working out like nonstop. I'm talking about like he was like lifting weights every day. He was doing probably like maybe 4 sessions of cardio a day or something like that. Like the guy was just nonstop moving. I'm telling you, like he was on that bike probably like 4 hours. Like if you add it up, he was probably on that bike or that treadmill or that elliptical. He was on those machines for like 4 hours out of the day. That is crazy. However, when you actually look at my workout routine, it is possibly close to as crazy as what David Goggins was doing, because when you look at this, right, you're going to see that I'm doing an AM workout. So I'm lifting weights in the morning, and I'm lifting weights in the afternoon, and I'm doing cardio in the morning, and I'm doing cardio in the afternoon. So technically speaking, that's like what doing like what 2 hours of cardio. Even though it's gonna be less than that, of course. You already know I shoot for between 30 to 45 minutes, but still, that's like almost 2 hours of cardio a day, and that's like almost 2 hours of lifting weight. Though I am trying to have my weightlifting time to be about 30 minutes. But you get the point. You get the point. These are just semantics. I sometimes hyper focus on the semantics, right? So dang, it's like lifting weights 2 hours, doing 2 hours of cardio. That's pretty much like the David Goggins workout almost. Now I will say, because when you look at how I have my breakdown, because again this is like a upper body split, right, and a lower body split. I only do these like pretty much 2 times a week, right? So I'll do like for example, today's Sunday. I'm doing like the upper body today, right? And then Monday, I'm doing the lower body. And then Tuesday, I'm going to rest. And on Tuesday, I might do some cardio. I might do some cardio. I might, I might do some cardio. And usually, like if you go based off of my workout plan, right? Like that's pretty much doing cardio 2 times a day every day. So I would end up doing cardio 2 times on the days that I fast. Now, of course, I'm only fasting 2 times a week because, again, the sequence will go, I do 1 day of upper, 1 day of lower, 1 day fast. And then it repeats. And this just repeats just 2 times in 1 week. And then Saturday, I just eat a normal diet and I don't do any type of working out. Well, maybe cardio. And that would be about it. So, again, I'm kind of all over the place. That pre-workout got me a little bit hyper, but essentially, all I'm just trying to say, I'm not shooting for that. I'm not shooting for that 216 pounds by this date. I will be perfectly happy if I'm down to like 262 pounds or 265. Like really, just as long as I'm in that 260 range, is perfectly fine with me. If I get less than that, that is awesome. I just think it would be very hard to stick to such a crazy plan, especially for somebody like me and where I'm at mentally. And I just don't have that same David Goggins drive to basically almost kill myself to achieve my goal of basically 215 pounds. That's a decent goal. I would probably stop right there and then start a bulk. Pre-workout. Yeah, 216. That's a good weight. And I told you before that I haven't really determined whether I want to. Like for my weight range, 190 to 215 is supposed to be the ideal weight range for somebody of my sex and somebody of my height. Because I'm about 6 feet 2.5 inches to 6 feet 3 inches tall. So that's a good weight range for somebody like me. And yes, I'm also going off of like an average, taking based off of one website, and also I don't know if you guys noticed, but I used to be an Army ROTC. This was back when I was attending the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. So 215 was the weight that they wanted to get me down to. So yeah, 215. And again, I would look at that. For me, whether I want to go less than 215 just depends on the aesthetics. Like it depends on how I look and how I feel. I have no intentions of ever being like a real scrawny type of person. I do want to have like some mass on me. So I would never want to look like, bony or anything like that. So if I look good at 215, I would go ahead and stop the cut, and I would, switch out and do a bulk instead, and, try to put on some muscle. And that's going to be like that will be essentially the next chapter of this fitness saga once I lose all the weight. But based off of this, like if I did everything exactly, like I've already told you guys before that, really when you look at my fitness pounds, when you add in everything that I do, it's actually less than 1,700 calories. It's more like 1,655 calories to be exact. But it's like those are based off of estimation. So that's why I go ahead and I add like an extra 50 calories. Plus, sometimes I snack on stuff. So it's not a lot of quantities when I went off my stacks, and I don't really do it every day. But when I do, having my diet set at 1,700 calories ensures that I don't miss anything. However, one would have to think, if I'm taking all of these precautions, right, where my calories is higher than my calories that I'm eating is lower than my calculations. If when I lift weights and stuff like that, I know that my calorie burn is going to be greater than what I have calculated. And if I know that I'm going to be doing the cardio in each session regardless, then one would have to kind of think, because weight loss is about a number, right? Weight loss is a number. It's a number that represented in that caloric deficit, right? You're going to be losing the weight regardless, as long as you have that caloric deficit. So if I create such a crazy caloric deficit, then it would be feasible that I could get down to that 216 pounds by this date. You know, we can tell ourselves thyroid this, thyroid that. We can tell ourselves, this doesn't really capture everything to the T. But how close does this actually get? You know what I'm saying? Is it 50 less than is the calories that I actually burn in reality 50 less than what this is calculating? Is the calories that I'm burn 100 less than what I'm calculating? Well, if that's so, regardless, I was still way less than the 262 that I thought I was going to weigh. So anyway, that's some food for thought. I don't want you guys leaving here thinking that this is what I'm shooting for. I am shooting for 260 pounds by this date range, or the 260 pound range. So it could be a little bit over 260, it could be a little bit under 260, but 260 is what I'm shooting for this particular date. So yeah, so that's the part I just wanted to go over with you guys. Now, for this pre-workout chat, I also wanted to talk to you guys, about finances, right? So we all have different stresses that we have in our life, and I think from pretty much most of us, because again, I'm not rich. I work 9 to 5 and I live paycheck to paycheck, and I'm pretty sure most of you guys also, work 9 to 5 and live paycheck to paycheck as well. And so, with that being said, with these videos, I always want to be like real transparent with you guys, and let you guys kind of like see everything that is me and this weight loss, because I like to put some humanity within the numbers. Like, having all these numbers is nice and everything, but it's just numbers. You know what I'm saying? And you'll see people do these weight loss transformation, and you'll just see that they went from one number to another number. They went from looking really big to looking really small and beautiful and stuff like that. And so it's like, where's the journey in that? And so that's why, I make these videos so that you can see the journeys and you can understand the reality of it. And part of reality is your, the day-to-day stress. So like right now, as I am, I do have like a lot of debt that I'm working on paying. Not including the student loans, but I have like about $23,000 worth of debt that I'm working on. So, when I get paid, I'm typically just paying off, my bills, and the rest of the money gets sucked away to paying off my debt. So that, living paycheck to paycheck, that creates like a stress for me. And sometimes when I fall off, I'm not falling off because of, I felt pain or something. Maybe I'm dealing with pain from an injury from when I'm working out or something like that. And it's not really even because, like, oh, look, I'm at work, it's a work party, and I went ahead and had one of those little muffins that was on the table or something like that. Little stuff like that can trigger, don't get me wrong, little stuff like that can trigger you to kind of fall off because now you're just kind of like wrapped up in this self hatred that you have for yourself because, oh, look, I made a little mistake. But I'm going to turn this little mistake into this big old giant problem and just eat my self hatred away. So don't get me wrong, stuff like that can help, can cause that. However, there's other things in your life that can also trigger you to fall off course. And, for me in this case, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. All of my money is going to try to pay off all these debt. And I really don't have, enough money to do stuff like have like a social life. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to, like do stuff like take a woman out on a date to a decent restaurant. When you are living, paycheck to paycheck and you have so much of your money being sucked away from paying your debts. But, as a responsible adult, you must pay your debt. And that's what I'm doing right now. But yeah, so my finances isn't terrific. But how I have, as things are now, it's fine. I do have a plan, and by about June of 2025, I should have a majority of that $23,000 worth of debt paid off. Uh, if a majority of it, if not all of it, should be paid off by that time. So I'm really just grinding it for a year, and that's also that's also, here's the thing: you could be trapped financially in a small box that doesn't really give you much room to do anything. And if that's the case, then I would suggest that you try losing some weight because this weight loss, it has become like a good hobby for me. It also helps eat away at some of my spare time. Because again, when I'm setting up everything for the videos, when I'm editing the videos, uploading them to the internet and stuff like that, that also eats away at my free time. And quite frankly, I want the time to go by like a snap of the finger. I want it to go by like a flash. I just wanted to this. I want June of 2025 to be today. So whatever I can do to help burn the time away is awesome. And working out, doing the cardio, doing the weightlifting, food prepping, editing the videos, uploading the videos, all of that is beautiful time eating activities. Like, I mean, before you know it, it will be September. Time will go by in a flash when you are focusing on improving yourself. So that's why if you're watching this video, and you're just trying to like see the life of somebody who is, obese, and you're also obese, or you're overweight, or maybe you're underweight, and you're just trying to see, like, can you mimic that? I assure you, you can. You can mimic the lifestyle that's going to give you the results that you want. And so, yeah, that's one of the things that I just wanted to kind of touch on is finance, because finance for me is a source of stress, and I'm sure for many of you it's also a source of stress. Also another thing, we live in a very this economy is not the best economy. Especially of my generation, it's definitely not. It has not been the best economy. It's one of the worst, if I'm being 100% honest. And I do fear that one day I might get laid off. That is very possible. I work in the construction industry, So my company, we build houses. We also do property management and stuff like that. So I've always had like a small fear that we could get laid off, but for the most part, my job has been pretty good at really getting through some of the financial woes. Like for example, during the lockdowns and stuff like that, I really wasn't seeing like people getting fired like that unless they did something bad. So my company's pretty good at that. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. But yeah, that's also a stress that I face. I face the stress of getting laid off or something like that because I really don't have like savings, so I don't have anything that can really sustain me. And if I was to like, let's say if I was to get laid off today, what that would mean is I really wouldn't have no way to support myself, and my debt would just skyrocket. And it's not like I don't have like an alternative plan, but it's like that alternative plan comes at a cost, and it's a cost that I'm not really that I really want to get into or really want to think about because it would hurt. And it's not anything illegal. Like if I actually during the lockdowns I did trucking, so I actually have a CDL. So if something was to happen, I would just basically throw out, I would end my lease, throw everything into a storage locker, and I would just get on my truck. The only issue is like I have like 3 cats, and so it would be a little bit difficult bringing them along. And I don't know. I don't really want to think about that or getting to that. So anyway, that's pretty much kind of it on the finances. But yeah, so another thing that I wanted to talk about in this pre-workout chat is I wanted to talk about my dating life and stuff like that. I did touch bases on that. It's coming to the point where I'm pretty much kind of ready to throw in the towel. I do feel like being on the dating apps, it's a good distraction. Don't get me wrong, it's a good distraction, but it's a bit depressing, to be honest with you. And especially when you don't get like the results that you want, or you deal with some nasty rejection. You know what I'm saying? It could be a little bit depressing, and so I don't like how it makes me feel, and it's really not contributing to my overall goals. So it's something that I'm probably just going to end up cutting back down on. Most of the ones that I'm using right now, I'm not gonna name them, but the ones that I'm using right now, I have already paid the premium for about a month for one of them, and about 5 months for the other one. So I'm just going to kind of like dial it back down and just kind of forget about it. And I mean, it's not like I was finding anybody suitable. A few times it was just really just me getting stood up. And another time the lady was just playing games. I didn't really understand what she was. And then most of the time it's just really like somebody trying to like sell themselves. And I was like, I'm not interested in buying that. Like, I don't want an STD. Like I was trying to actually have a date and stuff like that. So yeah, the dating apps are going to get their retirement. They have an expiration date, and I'm looking forward to that expiration date, just so I could put more focus onto, into my YouTube channel and into working out and stuff like that. So I look forward to that expiration date of those dating apps. Cause man, it's just terrible. I mean, but it's not all bad. There is one person that I'm talking to, and she seems cool enough. She's a single mother. Her situation is not ideal though, and I'm not really going to get into that. But I'm not too sure where that is supposed to be going. Like, I'm not too sure where she wants to take things. I mean, we're not like in a relationship, right? We're just like in this talking phase. So I don't know where she wants this to go. So yeah, I mean, it's not too bad, but it's I get it. A lot of the ladies, regardless of their body size, because body positivity and all that crap, which is only supposed to be for women apparently, it doesn't really apply towards dudes. So I mean, even ladies who are of my own similar stature, it's like a lot of them kind of look at me and they go like, I could do better or something like that. So I don't know. We could revisit the dating apps after the weight has been lost. I mean, that's if I still am not jaded by that time. Who knows? Yeah. So that is just a small update on when it comes to me and the dating and stuff like that. Okay. I think that is enough for today's pre-workout chat, or really at this point it's a pre-workout rant. We've already we touched a few bases today. As I promised you guys, I am working on the quality of my videos. That's why I got that green screen back there. So eventually everything is going to get a whole lot better in terms of the quality and stuff like that. Now my cameras themselves, I'm not really too big on trying to update them because that requires some money, and this YouTube channel is just in the beginning phase, so it's not really monetized. So I don't really make any money off these videos, so I don't have money to kind of like reinvest into the channel to update the quality and stuff like that. So the camera is just going to be my webcam and my cell phone, and just bear with it, you guys. So yeah. Touch bases on the improvement of the channel. We touched bases on my little chart here. I'm so proud of this thing. So we touched bases on this one. We did some updates. And again, I want you guys to understand that I'm going for 260 pounds. Though it is possible that I could end up really around 216, and that's only if you calculate everything exactly and you do everything perfectly, and I don't crash, and I basically stick to this nonstop, which again, we already know from how I am, that's kind of a big ask, and yeah. And so, yeah, we touched bases on the chart, and we also dived into one of the stressors in my life, which is, my finances, the economy, and some of my fears about getting laid off. And we did like a nice quick update on my love life and these dating apps, which I absolutely hate. So yeah, I think that is enough for today's pre-workout chat. I have a workout to do, and I am looking forward to. Upper body workouts are always the best. So I will leave it here, and I catch you guys next time. And remember, stay on the path.